Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your end of November 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So I have a new deck called the Moon and Stars. I was going to say the Sun and Stars tarot deck that I'm using for this particular reading. And so, yeah. There's also a great booklet that goes along with it that I think I'm going to make good use of. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Okay. So the heart of the matter is the Two of Pentacles. And another thing to note is that this particular deck has a keyword for each card. And so that can be helpful for somebody who's starting out. It was funny because, I don't think you can boil down each card to one word or one phrase, but it gives you something to go on. So if you want to talk about balance, the Two of Pentacles can mean that you have kind of like some irons in the fire that you're dealing with, Scorpio. And, an example would be you're taking care of an aging parent and you also have a child, and there's all kinds of, or you have a job and you're going to school. Maybe you have taken on an additional job, but there's just something that is pulling at you from more than one direction. There might be a choice between, there might be a choice between a job that you're currently doing and a new job, because we have the Ace of Pentacles in the past position. So it might be some kind of a dilemma. Do you stay where you are, or do you take a new job that has been offered to you? And I was going to say, because this is the spiritual message, and the Eight of Swords. Now, in this deck, they say anxiety. And, I've typically seen that the Nine of Swords is more about anxiety. So, as the higher message, to me, the Eight of Swords is about more than anxiety. It's about old tapes playing in your head and keeping you stuck in a certain, maybe a comfort zone, which could represent your current job, for instance. And do you continue down that path and just the path of least resistance, or least conflict, but also the path that may not showcase your developing talents? So if you're somebody who wants to experience growth, but there's fear attached to that, and it can run the gamut. It can be like, I'm going to make a fool out of myself, or what if I do succeed? I know that's strange, but some people may really fear success because then they can't tell themselves that they'll never do it, because now they have been proven wrong. And it's like some people don't want expectations on themselves, whether it's coming from them or other people. And I think that's human nature, that we don't want to feel like we have to live up to something. But the Eight of Swords to me isn't like straight up anxiety as much as it is self-defeating thoughts that really, if you analyze them, are probably coming from some external source, that's where they originated. Maybe, you had a parent who was excessively critical towards you. And then when you got old enough where you were able to leave home, you picked up where that parent left off, and you do this to yourself. And you kind of second guess yourself. And that can lead to anxiety for sure. Once you take responsibility for your ability to change and not to and to transcend any childhood negative programming or anything like that, then you really experience that sense of sovereignty or autonomy. But that can be difficult sometimes because, like I said, when you let go of that story, then you also have to hold yourself accountable. You're no longer able to blame whatever it was from the past, and you have to just kind of like take the reins of the horse and move on. So it's very interesting. The card that crosses you is the Seven of Cups, and I would read this in the upright position because even that is probably the more negative of the two, or challenging, we could say. And this is a card of being, maybe you have scattered forces because you have a lot of options available to you, Scorpio. This is your season. This is the time. Of course, we are going to go into Sagittarius at the end of November. And when we do, you have... And in early December, there's going to be a solar eclipse in this second house of earned income. So that could be a very busy time for you in terms of how you earn money and things like that. And that can lead to vague fantasies. Make sure that you are being grounded as you navigate this time, because you might have a bit of pie in the sky tendencies or just wishful thinking about something that you want to go well, that maybe is not necessarily something that is meant to be. And that's why when I go back to the Two of Pentacles, really, if you have two things to choose from, don't just be typical like what you would typically do. One thing that I want to point out to you is that as we're going to have a lunar eclipse in Taurus, and that's going to be the first of the Taurus Scorpio eclipses. You won't get an eclipse in your sign until May of 2022, but this will oppose you. So it is going to be a part of you. All of these eclipses affect you in one way or the other. And one of the things that is going to happen at the same time, not right now, it'll be probably, I don't know the exact date, but in early 2022, the nodes which are connected to, the transiting nodes are connected to the eclipses. And it's currently in an early degree of Gemini, and it's going to go into Taurus, the north node. But the south node is going to go into Scorpio. And so by doing things the way you've always done, it can feel comfortable, but it's not necessarily indicated for you. It's not necessarily part of your soul's mission in this lifetime to do at this point. Sometimes we do certain things and sometimes we don't. Sometimes it may be indicated to work very hard on something and kind of like be one-pointed and everything else falls away. And then maybe you're in a nurturing mode and you're raising children and you're a lot more tuned into other people, not just yourself. So there's kind of like different seasons of life. So just kind of letting you know that changing things up is really probably going to be very indicated in 2022 as the South Node is in your sign. And so you have to really, and also look at your karmic patterns as well. Okay. What is coming in is represented by the Four of Cups. This is another card that they have. I don't necessarily agree with this. They say distraction. My feeling about the Four of Cups is it's more about dissatisfaction. It's more about not really vibing with whatever situation is in front of you. But you might think that's a bad thing, but it's actually a very good thing, because sometimes people are not even at the stage of conscious dissatisfaction. They may experience something physically and not realize that there's an emotional component to it. And like with job satisfaction, if you have gotten tired of whatever it is that you're doing, that's kind of your soul's way of telling you that you seek new growth. And it's not to say that whatever it is something that you dislike intensely. It's just something that you may be tired of doing because you've done it over and over again. And you can have the potential for new growth and new opportunities if you keep yourself open to them. The risk that a person takes is that they fall in this pattern of complacency almost. And so they just get stuck. They get in a rut. And so use that discontent as a way of motivating yourself to make that change. And the outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is definitely a workhorse card. This is definitely about, having that good work ethic where you're just plugging away. And if you are thinking of making a transition into another line of work, then you may make a deal with yourself or a plan with yourself that you're going to work a certain amount of months, maybe a year. If you're like close to retirement, you might say, well, I'm close to retirement. I'm going to just do this. This is not draining me to the point where I can't do anything else in my life, or I'm afraid it's going to affect me physically. So I'm just going to give it my all, knowing that I'm making this transition. And then that way you have the ability to do something else, maybe even work on starting your own business, but you have the luxury of time on your side. You're not like just you're not quitting your job and then trying to scramble and hope that you can find some way to make it work and putting so much pressure on yourself. So it's definitely a very, I was going to say regimented. I don't know, like somebody who is just disciplined and consistent in whatever it is that they're doing. And their consistency creates their success because they're not being haphazard. And, I like to see it after the Seven of Cups because it means that the person is realistic. This card is connected to Taurus. And it's a way, I don't really know why they have trust as their key word here, because that doesn't really connect with me to what this card means. But it is, I would say it is about doing something consistently to achieve a certain material goal. Okay, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope that this resonated. If you'd like a personal reading, I do mostly astrology readings. You can find out more information about my readings at the link below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.